Here are the three things that you need to know to start your morning. We have a tentative deal. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have struck an accord that would extend the U.S. debt limit for 2 years. It just needs to pass both chambers of Congress by June 5th, the much anticipated X date. The bipartisan deal, labeled as historic by Speaker McCarthy, caps spending for the next 2 years. The other key details: it will eliminate $1.4 billion in IRS funding. It ends the pause on student loan repayments and overhauls the National Environmental Policy Act. Now, this could expedite a natural gas pipeline backed by Senator Joe Manchin and will be seen as a big win for Republicans and a blow to climate activists. The bill's first test comes today as it faces the House Rules Committee, the gatekeeper of any legislation heading to the floor. And investors thinking this is a done deal, they still have a slew of headwinds to contend with, not the least of which the June FOMC meeting, which is now pricing in a quarter-point rate hike. U.S. data continues to tell two different stories here. Of course, services still hot, while manufacturing screaming recessionary alarm bells. There are two big data points ahead of that crucial meeting. The first comes this Friday with the May jobs report. We'll be looking for continued signs of resilience in the labor market. Plus, with prices still elevated, U.S. CPI the day before the meeting will more than set the tone. Last week, the Fed's preferred gauge showed the fights to contain price rises is far from over. And number three, the market's AI darling, it isn't done outperforming. Nvidia is kicking off this week in the green after its $184 billion rally last week. The chip maker is doubling down on generative AI with the unveiling of its new supercomputer at the Computex Forum in Taiwan. CEO Jensen Huang saying that the company has closed the digital divide. It unveiled a host of new products, including new robotics design and advertising services. A skeptical response from Kathy Wood amid the fervor, however. She says Nvidia is priced ahead of the curve.